We've heard the chemtrails have been taken over by the white hats. Do you believe this to be true? Okay, this is a great question. And again, this is a great example of how I can piss off both sides, and it's not my intention. I just need to tell the truth. Okay, here we go. So, are chemtrails real? Yes. Do I believe chemtrails? I believe chemtrails have served a few purposes. I believe chemtrails have served a purpose for weather manipulation. The question is it for the good or is it for the bad? I think it's tough because then you're messing with nature. Nature is God. I don't know if I'm comfortable with that, but let's go with that. Whether the chemtrails could help manipulate the weather, it's proven. That is a fact. That is not speculation. All your fact checking sites are liars because that is absolute fact. And I've heard firsthand from people that have worked on these systems weather can be manipulated. So, are they manipulated with chemtrails? Sometimes. Do I think they spread chemtrails high in the atmosphere in order to add on, like, say, an aluminum oxide because it helps protect us from an intercontinental ballistic missile that they can heat up before the missile hits the air, and when it goes through it, it self-destructs? Yeah, I think that's true also, or I've heard that that's true for more than one person. In addition to that, do they actually spray chemicals? 100%. That's already been proven, and I haven't seen any of the lower level chemicals that are sprayed that are for any good except harming us. So that answers the bad guys. Have the white hats taken over the chemtrails? Okay, let me tell you what I don't believe, and this is where the hopium people get upset with me. I 100% do not believe that there's good guys spraying hydroxychloroquine in the air because I've done some research on what it would take. It would take 1 to 10 million times what you would ingest for one person to have a good effect with that, based on the way it floats down, based on their breathing patterns, based on how much you would get because of the space that you take up. So it doesn't make any sense to me. And I've said a lot of people when I came out with this before, it makes zero sense to me that hydroxychloroquine would be sprayed in the air. That's nonsense. Because just based on the math, to affect one person, you would need a million times minimum, probably 10 million times to do any personal health effects for one person. So then you add that up into an area with 50,000 people. Okay. So 50 million to 500, or 50 million to, yeah, 500 million times the amount of hydroxychloroquine really to help people? It doesn't make any sense. So, no, I don't think the white hats are doing it from that point of view, but I do believe that there's a war, and I do believe that honestly, the white hats, or the good guys, the gray guys, let's call them the gray hats. I don't call them white hats. Have taken over a lot, and I believe some of the weather stuff that we're seeing may be for good, because I can tell you, at least in California, I'm not seeing a bunch of deaths. I'm not seeing a bunch of mudslides from the rain. But what I am seeing is a lot of beautiful water filling up the lakes, and clean water coming down. So that would be my speculation on that. So I do think it's still a war. So both have some control of certain elements. It feels to me that the good guys are doing a lot better than the bad guys, though.